Today is Sunday, April 30, so the market is closed. In this video, we are going to review unusual option activity on the last trading day on Friday, on this day, April 28, because earnings is coming up on May 4. So we have found three reasons why Apple may go down for this coming earnings on Thursday. So, without further ado, let's get right to them. You'll see here on April 28th, the last trading day, you'll see these 9,768 contracts. These are the January 2024, so very far out. And they are also very low deltas, you'll see here. It is a spread. So let's take a look at that. This is 264 days out, you'll see here. And we are also in that position. We started to build a bearish position using these very far dated expiration dates. You'll see there's a total of 10,000 in the volume here, greater than the open interest for the 90 strikes. However, for the 110 strikes, it is less. So this could be a closing order. So that's why we're going to continue to analyze this. So if anything comes up and we find that they were closing orders instead of opening orders, we will notify everyone. And so make sure you have that bell icon turned on. So assuming they were opening orders, we believe this is a bearish where this was bought, the 110 strikes were bought, and then the 90 strikes were sold. So this is, as you can see, bearish, because as the price of 169 where it's trading now goes down, the profit will increase because it is above that zero line on profit and loss. So let's open that up so you can see the strikes here. This has a very small, a little minor theta decay. That's why we wanted to put that position on. It is bearish. It is higher vega, which is what we like approaching earnings, because we know the volatility will increase as we approach May 4 when earnings is announced. And so we wanted to start this bearish position with minimal theta decay. And as days start to approach, as we get closer to, we'll start to change our position and add to it or remove it based on the unusual options we're seeing. So this long-term bearish position, even though it is expiring in 2024, the fact that this was placed still means something. It still means that a large institution that put this trade on had a bearish feeling to it. So they didn't necessarily have to put this position on if they weren't bearish, right? So even if the expiration dates are far out, it still does mean something. And so that's something to take into consideration. So for our next second reason on these unusual options why we think it's going to be bearish is this 2:34 p.m. You'll see here, this is for the Junes. This is the 185 strike calls and the 115 puts. 4,000 contracts. It looks apparently like it is bullish, because it looks like they're selling 115 strike puts to buy the 185 strike calls. However, when we look at the chain, you'll see here on June 16, the 115s are over here, puts here. You'll also see here that the volume is less than the open interest. And so while they sold this put, we believe they're actually closing this position off, because instead of being bullish, they've turned bearish. And same with this 185 strike calls here. You'll see here the volume here at 5,533 is less than the open interest. We also think this was also closed, these 185 strike calls that were originally bullish, but they were closing it because they've become bearish. And based on this data here, we'll also be able to confirm it more as more data comes in through this current week. But that is our current feeling, because at the 185 strike calls, if you actually follow Apple, that is actually higher than it's ever been. It hit its high back in 2022 of January over here at 182. So the 185 strike is even higher. So to be very bullish and that it would break this January 2021 all-time or 2022 all-time highs is quite a low probability, given the economic situation we are currently in. And so we believe this is more on the closing side of it. However, we will look at this data as it continues to come in and see whether or not this volume here actually added to this open interest. Then we know that this was an opening order, and we may actually consider this as a bullish play. However, at this moment, we are leaning towards a closing bearish order by this large institution. And so our third last and reason, we'll look at this one. So this 11:04 a.m. trade here, just this May 19, the closest, one of the closest one out of these initial two that we're looking at, the 167.5 puts, you'll see 2,094 of them, right? Very bearish, just buying the 45 delta puts here. And how do we know it is buying? Well, there was lots of this buying happening right about that time at 11:04. If we were to look at the 11:04 time period, you'll also see that happening at about this time period at 11:04. You'll see this here, lots and lots of these, right? Not only that 2000 is here, you'll see all these other strike 167.5 strike puts, same date, lots of this buying here. So that's also why we believe this is a very bearish signal here. It's not just 2000 here. So when we look at that May 19 here, you'll see here this volume here is 16,000, right? Definitely more than that open interest. So these are opening orders. So that's definitely something to flag here, that this is a opening order, quite significant and quite aggressive to be buying this when it's close to at the money, because we're at 169 right now. So this is quite bearish and definitely opening orders. So that is what we're thinking with Apple at this current time. However, as you may know, things could change. And as we approach earnings, we will keep analyzing and monitoring these unusual options. So make sure you're subscribed and you have the bell icon turned on. And smash that like button, and really helps us grow our channel so we can continue to watch some of these earnings that are coming in. As you may know, we did earnings for a lot of the big techs in the past week, and they were all right. Tesla, Microsoft especially too, and then Meta as well. So if you haven't watched those videos, we'll put that at the end on how we also got those right with those earnings. So please smash that like button. Helps us continue to make more videos to keep this content going for everyone to be able to benefit from. Okay, all right. Have a good weekend. And good luck this week. Keep in mind, FOMC also is coming up, the meeting with the Fed. That's on Wednesday, so that's right before Apple. So there will be a lot of volatility, and that is also why we will be looking at putting trades on that will take advantage of that high volatility. All right, take care, everybody, and good luck.